called the Distinguished Service Award, which goes with a School of Engineering certificate and a cash prize, with taxes already taken care of. So I'm extremely delighted that we are setting such a high standard for this award for the next recipient. It will be a very difficult task to match this, so I'm extremely pleased and proud on behalf of the School of Engineering to present this small token of appreciation for all the things that Millie has done for the school and for MIT.
Again, congratulations. I know it's not a real retirement, but we're delighted that we're able to celebrate with you tonight. Thank you.
It's a great occasion for me. 77. Now that's a big number. I never thought I would get there. But and it is a special year. I know that. Special around here, 77 Mass Avenue. So, we enter every day. So I'll make a comment about that. I was going to say something about this because one of my Japanese collaborators, he's 2 months older than me, and so we always have our occasions sort of 2 months apart. So he had his party 2 months ago for 77, and so I heard about it. And so I knew about the special place that 77 has in the Orient. So many people get to 77 because that's a mean age. So, but the next important one is 88. So I look forward to that one. Hard to say whether I'll look forward every morning to getting up and working in the lab like I do now. But that'd be a good thing to look forward to, I must say, because as I was welcoming people at the front as they came in today, many asked me, how come you started your career so many years ago? I've been at MIT now for 47 years. So, and we didn't have very many women at that time having any kind of careers. But I said that in some ways it was easy. For one thing, I never expected anything because women didn't have careers, so I didn't expect I would have one. So we went ahead and had a family and had 4 children before things really happened. Much happened. So that was a good way, because if I had waited to have a career and worried about having a career, I wouldn't have had 4 children, and each one of them is precious. So it all worked out very well that way. And what helped me was Sputnik, because when Sputnik came along in 1958, 57, I guess, there was a need for increasing our science and technology activity in the U.S. And before that time, it was really a big handicap being female. But at that time, if you were in the right place at the right time, there wasn't such a big handicap. And I was lucky that as a graduate student, I was at the University of Chicago, where each individual could do their own thing. I didn't have a supervisor that told me anything. You did your own project. So, and by luck, I came on a problem that seemed to question the BCS theory, which came out in 1957, and I had a result that couldn't be explained by BCS, so people got to know me even though I was a graduate student. So that helped me a lot in getting a job, or at least some recognition. So after my postdoc, which I did independently at Cornell, and I went to Cornell because Gene had a faculty position at Cornell, so I went to join him, so that was obvious. And but after that was over, it was a question what to do, because they had nepotism rules at that time. For those of you who are too young to know what that is, same institution wouldn't hire a man and a husband and wife, 2 members of the same family, to work in the same organization. Well, Cornell University was the only show in town in Ithaca, New York, so it was obvious that we had to leave. And MIT didn't have this rule, and they offered each of us positions at Lincoln Lab that were wonderful positions because we could do anything we wanted, pretty much as long as we produced good science. Now, those were days that we don't know about today. It was an unbelievable time right after Sputnik. So that's how I started my career. And then 4 years after starting there, I ran into some difficulties because 4 children made it difficult to arrive at work at 8 o'clock when the down peak was. And so I had a friend, George Pratt, who's somewhere in this room, who had pity on me, and he said, "No, this rule is ridiculous when you're so productive. Why do you have to start at 8 o'clock? Maybe they can make an exception for you while your children were so small." But they didn't make an exception, so he managed to get me a fellowship here for 1 year, and the fellowship translated during a few months time into a faculty appointment, and I've been here ever since. So that's how I got here. So I have thanks to 2 people for making this all happen. George Pratt, who is somewhere here, I greeted him, and he was a great friend when we were together at Lincoln Lab, and a great colleague here. We were on the same faculty for a long, long time and had many interactions. So that gives you a little bit of a background, and many people spoke about me helping. Well, when I came to MIT, I actually joined the faculty. I joined as a full professor, and I decided to do what I'm best at and act myself and do things the way I saw them. And one thing that was made very clear to me is that the department needed people in physics who could teach physics to engineers at a level that they could understand it. We have an EECS, wonderful, very gifted students, but they didn't have the background in many cases to handle the condensed matter, solid state physics courses that were needed to be at the cutting edge of the field. And I decided we would make no compromises, that the students would have to finish the course at a level that was comparable to the best universities worldwide, but I give them special help. And so I devised the system of teaching people. Some few people in the room have taken my courses and know what I did. But that was sort of acting myself, and there was some mentoring involved and some tutoring and teaching methods. So it's something I like to do. I didn't do it because I had to, but I did it because I wanted to. And all the wonderful things that you said about me were things that just came naturally to me. I feel that way about you. That's why I did it. I wasn't doing it for ever getting any recognition or special thanks, but it's, you know, I feel like a mother to so many people here. I really want to do all this. So that's kind of the answer, and it's wonderful to get this recognition at this time in my career, but I didn't really need it. You know, I feel really good about everything you all done to me. You've been a wonderful home for me all these years, allowing me to do so many things that I wanted to do in research, education, and outreach, and the good of society. Been on boards and all these other things, and everything I did, I was always encouraged. It wasn't a wet blanket thrown at me. It's just some appreciation that the outcomes of the past were pretty good, so try again. And that's the way it went. So thank you all. I should thank you, not you thanking me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I might suggest, I think Millie has summarized in some sense what we all do as faculty, which is if we do what we love and we do it because we want to do it, we'll be successful in this place. I'd like to invite you to please rise and join me in saluting one of the great ladies of science and engineering.